that my sister had gotten. So I'm gonna make this one because it's the medium roast, and we are going to try it out. So this is a very fun video that I wanted to film, and it is how I study Chinese. And I just feel that Chinese is a very unique and different language, and so I just wanted to show you guys my process of how I study this language and how I try to keep up with what's happening in university, and how I try to score well in my exams. And I am an average student. I am not like a crazy good student. This is just going to be my process of how I study Chinese. And I just hope that some of these methods and tips that I use would be able to help you too in learning a language, whether it's Chinese or any other language. Maybe you can use these methods and like change it up a bit and discover your own new methods. I am not sure, but I really hope you like this video, and let's get on with it. So let me give you some context. In this video, I'm going to be preparing for the HSK exam, which happens every month in November, and I'm going to give the exam next month, which is in November in Nepal. So it is just like any other proficiency exam. If you don't know what proficiency exams are, you might have heard of TOEFL, which is an English proficiency exam. Similarly, there's one for Chinese, which is called the Hanzii. So I'm going to be attempting that, and there are, I think, around 8 to 9 levels, and I'm going to be giving the exam for HSK 4. As for resources, there are a lot of resources online and a lot of books that you can get, but I have only heard of people using this HSK 4 standard course from Confucius Institute, Beijing, and yeah, this is the one I'm using. I don't have the main copy of it because I was not able to find it online. So I just found a PDF and I printed it out. These books also have HSK mock tests in the back, so you can always give a mock test and practice the questions, and you would know what the questions would be like. Currently, I'm in my 3rd year of bachelor's, and I think we are around the level of HSK 5, but I did not really want to test my abilities. So first I'm going for HSK 4, and then if I do well, then I would go and give the HSK 5 later in the year, maybe next year in January, but I'm not sure. So we are going to be giving this first and seeing how we do. I have another book, which is this. I bought this way earlier when I didn't know if I was serious about Chinese, but yeah, I just bought this book to sort of start learning some new words. And I think I got it from Flipkart, I'm not sure, but here is the book. If you want, you can look it up and maybe you'll be able to find it. and it was not expensive. This is by Pinhook Languages and it was just 500 rupees. So yeah, I've had this book for around 3-4 years now, and yeah, I just go and look up vocabularies and practice them. Right now I am at HSK 5 over here. So I just look up any vocabularies and there are Chinese characters with pinyin and then the meanings right here.
Now, let me tell you guys about a few apps that I use while I'm studying Chinese. The first app that I use is called Pleco, and it's a Chinese dictionary where you can look up Chinese words by drawing the Chinese characters, and it shows you the character with various different meanings. It also shows the stroke order of the character and other words and sentences that can be made by joining that character with other characters. There are also many methods that you can use to look up characters in a Chinese dictionary, and the second method that I use is using the radicals. So, every Chinese character is made up with many different radicals. So, you can choose a radical that a Chinese character is made out of, and then just join the radicals to find the character that you are looking for, and then you can find its meaning and pinyin. This trick is used for characters that you can identify the radicals of but you don't know the pinyin for. The third method that you can use is by using your voice, and you can just speak out the character and then the app would show you the character that you were looking for. This, however, does not work in English translations. You will only need to type out the English word, and if available, the app would show you the English word, and you can also type out the Chinese words to look up in the dictionary. The second app that I use is called Hanzii Dictionary, and it is a second dictionary. Now, you would think, why would I use a second dictionary? Well, that's because this app contains a few words that the other app does not, and I can search up some more specific words that this dictionary would have the characters for. It also has this translate feature, and in this feature, you can simply type out the sentence you want to translate.
Ni Xiang Chima.
However, as you might have just heard, the app's pronunciation is actually quite funny, so I don't use it for translations. This app also has a few HSK related mock tests and HSK oriented vocabulary that you can use for practicing. It also has a different community section that you can use to interact with other users on the app. However, I don't really use it too much and just use it to look up words.
So this book that I use to study HSK has many small comprehension passages with new words on the side, and I've studied a lot of them in class, but the ones that I think I would forget the meaning of, I write on top here like this. And there are some characters that I think I would forget how to write, so I just practice writing them a couple of times and then I think they would get into my head. But otherwise I think I know the rest of the characters. There's also words like this one where I kind of forget the tones and the meaning, so I just write it out. I remember the pinyin, but I tend to forget the meaning sometimes, so I write that, and I write tones just for remembrance. There's also the texts that are there in pinyin, so you can even practice your speaking, and it's actually pretty accurate and fun. And I do practice my speaking with this. I like practicing with this book specifically because it gives you a lot of grammar structures and then also sentences where you can practice it, and it's just actually very fun to do. And I like books where you can directly do exercises after learning the character, and it actually works pretty well for me in terms of remembrance. There are also these passages along with characters on the side that actually are very helpful. So yeah, and at the end of every chapter there's this culture part that you can use to know more about China's culture, which is actually very fun to think about and know more about. Now that I've told you about what I do to study Chinese, let me show you how I incorporate Chinese into my daily life. So I usually go on Netflix and watch a few C dramas, and this is one of the things that I use to incorporate the Chinese language into my daily life. And it's just I'm constantly listening the language, I'm getting to know more vocab, and I'm also having fun while watching because it's like a good storyline, and it's a good, like, it's just a fun experience watching C dramas. Apart from watching dramas, I also go on YouTube and watch shows like Hello Saturday, which is also called Ni Hao Xing Qi Liu. And it is so fun to watch because there are so many like Chinese actors that come on here, and it's always a fun experience. There's not much happening in the Chinese pop scene, like the K-pop scene, so there's not much music that I listen to. But yeah, there are some few hits here and there, along with some R&B and some Chinese OSTs that I usually listen to on Spotify.
This is me watching the OG C drama, The First Frost, and I usually watch C dramas in order to practice my vocabulary because C dramas are the perfect way where I can incorporate Chinese into my daily life, and I am actively listening and incorporating the new vocabulary in my head. This is the C drama of my favorite actor Zhang Linghe, and I was literally screaming behind the scenes of this video.
When I'm usually away from my desk and I just try to casually study Chinese in my bed, I use this vocabulary book to just tick and cross out vocabulary that I know and I don't know. So, for example, on this page, the ones that I have left a dot beside are the vocabularies that I don't know or the ones that I might forget. So, in that case, I use a separate notebook to write down the words that I am unsure of, like this. So there are some characters that I know the opinion of, but I don't remember their meaning. So I just write the meaning down, and yeah, that is how I try to remember more and more vocabulary.
This video is finally coming to an end. Thank you for watching this video till here, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. I would also love to know if you have any feedback for this video in the comments, and please let me know if you have any other videos that you would like me to make about Chinese. If you have your own study tips that you would like me to know, please comment them down below, and I will see you in my next video.